Hi, I'm Brad Berger and welcome to the Ideal Life Advice channel. Today we're going to talk about the 4 steps you need to know to plan an amazing vacation to Dubai on a budget. There are 4 topics that we're going to talk about today, and those are loyalty programs, air travel, hotel or your accommodations, and then finally activities. But be sure to stay tuned to the very end where I give you probably one of the most important tips that I can provide you. So let's start with the first one, loyalty programs. I'm a big fan of loyalty programs, and as a business owner, I use a credit card that's tied to a particular airline, in my case Alaska Airlines, to make sure that I am spending all of my business expenses on that credit card. I also happen to have a second card that I use for my personal life, and that allows me to really load up on those points and frequent flyer miles that I can use for that. The one thing that I would tell you with regard to any loyalty program, don't just sign up on a whim. Make sure that you are signing up with a program that you can live with, that has the sorts of features and benefits that you're looking for, and that you'll ultimately use for something productive. The next thing is air travel. I'm a big fan of air travel. So one of the things you want to take into consideration is how are you going to travel? In my particular case, Alaska Airlines has a wonderful partnership with Emirates, and Emirates is well known for their comfort and the service that they provide on their flights. So one of the things that we looked for as we were traveling to Dubai was our ability to get onto one of these preferred carriers like Emirates. I will share with you a little bit of a tip that I learned in my flights as a business traveler, and that is that the airlines open up their frequent flyer seats for their airlines and their partner airlines approximately 11 months, or about 330 days prior to departure. They will load inventory of a limited number of seats, typically between 4 and 6 seats per class of service, that allows you to book either economy, economy plus, business class, which is what I flew on Emirates, or even a first class seat. One of the things you'll want to do is make sure that you're planning your outbound travel at about 330 days, and then you'll need to wait till the 330-day window opens for your return travel. So if you were gone for 10 days, you would then need to wait another 10 days to book your return travel. One thing to bear in mind is that some airline partners in these programs will have the same number of points for a one-way trip as they do for a round trip. So make sure you're watching that very carefully and you're not choosing an airline that essentially is going to cost you twice as many miles for the same trip that would be half the number of miles in comparison on another airline. The next thing you want to do is, well, where am I going to stay? You know, there are more options than ever of places to stay. With the advent of Airbnb or those sorts of services where individuals, VRBO, where individuals are renting out their homes to you. There's also loyalty points associated with, again, credit cards tied to various hotel chains. In my particular case, I happen to be a Hyatt member as well as a Hilton member. The one thing that you need to be aware of is that those sorts of programs can be subject to blackout dates. So as you're searching through there, you want to take a look at whether that's even available. In my particular case, what I found was neither through Hilton nor through Hyatt was I able to use any of my loyalty points to book a hotel room. But here's the good news. I was going in August. Who goes to Dubai in August? Yes, it was 113 degrees when we were there, but inside a air-conditioned hotel, you're never going to know the difference. So in my particular case, I was able to find a screaming deal at the Hyatt. Why? Low season, weren't a lot of individuals there. And then when I arrived at the hotel, I was even able to upgrade for a very small fee because the hotel inventory was so high, very few travelers. The next thing is, well, what sort of activities can I participate in? I will share with you, I lucked out. I happened to be traveling to Dubai on my birthday, and the Atlantis Water Park was offering a free ticket on your birthday week. And so I was able to take advantage of that. But what I also noticed when I was on there is they had various programs and promotions that were available that would allow you to take advantage of, for example, a couple or a family visiting the theme park. One of the things that my family has always enjoyed, no matter where we have traveled, whether it was Dubai or Barcelona or the UK and London or in Paris, is the hop-on, hop-off buses. It's one of the best ways to take a little bit of time to really have an exposure to the various sites and venues that you can visit, and then maybe that provides the landscape of determining what sorts of things you'd like to go back on a subsequent day or days to visit more in depth. I will share with you, I wish I had had a little more time in Dubai, because it was a case in which it's one of the only places in the world that you can visit a mosque and go on a tour. That's typically restricted to those who practice the Muslim faith. I wish I would have had a little bit of time to do that. It's definitely going to be on my list the next time I go back to Dubai. But here's the thing that I want you to take away from this and remember the most, and that is you do not want to charge your way through a trip. Don't finance your trip. What you want to do is save and use these various techniques that I've just talked to maximize what you can get out of that trip, so that while you're on vacation, all you're thinking about is having a great time. Thank you for watching the Ideal Life Advice channel. If you like this episode, click like and be sure to subscribe so you never miss another episode.